Nearly 12 years later, GTA Online stands out as one of the most immersive open-world sandboxes ever created, with a huge variety of criminal activities for every type of player. But sometimes you just want a little bit more freedom to satisfy your RP cravings, and that kind of freedom can only be achieved with a dedicated role-playing server, and that's one that's populated by like-minded people. Thankfully, in 2025, we've got no shortage of options when it comes to RP servers, but not all of them are created equal, and not all of these servers are as fun to play in as you think. So to save you a ton of legwork and frustration, I've created a list of the top 5 GTA role-playing servers in 2025 for you to enjoy. Each one of these servers has something unique to offer, and they all run on a dedicated mod layer like FiveM or RageMP. The first and also the most popular server in my list by a wide margin is one that you've probably heard of before, GrandRP. This is possibly the most detail-oriented GTA 5 role-playing server you'll ever find, as it contains custom missions, jobs, houses, vehicles, and a dynamically tuned economy that responds to player trends through stock market trading and free exchange of goods and services. What makes GrandRP so interesting is the fact that it was designed from the ground up with continuous high-quality content updates in mind, unlike several other RP servers that are forgotten by their creators within a matter of months. And that's why, despite being over 4 years old, this server still gets new UI updates, cars, live events, battle passes, and money-making methods to this very day. No wonder then that anytime you log in, you're gonna find at least 1,000 people online, and usually more than that. And the best part is that you don't have to go through some lengthy verification or whitelisting process in order to gain access, nor do you have to pay some kind of subscription fee. GrandRP is completely free to join, and you can play it right now by using my link in the description down below. Just click on that link, go to the GrandRP homepage, and select one of the servers. I personally play on English Channel 1, although you can select whichever server is closest to your location. Next, you'll be asked to enter a few basic details, like your email, and you can select the password just like how you do with your Rockstar account. Then you can enter your name that you'd like to use inside of GrandRP, and you're done. Just download the launcher and log in. As long as you have a registered copy of GTA 5 installed, you're good to go. The benefit of signing up with my link as well is that you'll be able to get a free house just by joining my family, which you can do as soon as you spawn into the hotel. Just walk downstairs from your room and talk to the receptionist, select the option that says you want to reunite with your family, and you should be able to spot my family name in there. Then, once you've joined using my link, your account will also be credited with a few Grand Coins, which is a type of premium currency in GrandRP. These Grand Coins can be used inside the shop, which is opened by pressing M on your keyboard. You can use Grand Coins to purchase exotic cars, clothing, or to open boxes which contain all kinds of randomized rewards. Overall, I'd say that GrandRP is easily the most entertaining and content-packed roleplay server you can join right now in GTA Online. It's easy to get into, it's free for everyone, and there's a ton of tasks for you to do, whether you like to make your money legally or illegally within the game. You could be a plumber, electrician, taxi driver, lawyer, police officer, or even the head of your own criminal gang. And every person you see on the map is real. There are no NPCs or bots to mess with your immersion. And yes, of course, at first, things might be a little bit overwhelming as there aren't any easy ways to get rich and you don't have the best equipment when you start, but if you stick with it for a couple of days, you'll figure out in no time that there are tons of ways to grind money and work your way up the ladder. Number 2 on my list is Designer Gas Club Gaming. These guys are part of a small but highly dedicated pool of role players who take their commitment to the group very seriously. Unlike RageMP, which GrandRP is based on, Designer Gas Club uses FiveM, which, as you know, was purchased by Rockstar in 2023. This comes with its pros and cons. For instance, FiveM gets better netcode updates and has excellent server synchronization, plus it's supported across a wide range of PC hardware and it's constantly being optimized for performance. However, the downside is that since these guys have now been purchased by Rockstar, they do have to comply with Rockstar's community guidelines and vision for the modding community. One example of this is that Rockstar now requires FiveM communities to use fake cars instead of real-life cars, just like they do in their base game. And there are servers which bypass these guidelines, but they are a bit hard to find. Fortunately, Designer Gas Club Gaming manages to strike a pretty good balance when it comes to its vehicles because the developers are riding a pretty fine line between fiction and real life. You'll find a huge selection of muscle cars, European mid-engine V12 and V10 supercars, as well as custom-built dragsters, rally cars, and even SUVs. What I like about Designer Gas Club is that it's fairly respectful of your time, and it doesn't force you to engage in boring grind work just so you can afford some basic vehicles or clothing. The content feels polished, with a focus on quality over quantity, and since it's all whitelisted, you'll find plenty of awesome folks to play with, and there's always some kind of community event going on in the server for you to participate in. Next at number 3, we've got Purple RP, and while this community also features DayZ and Project Zomboid servers, right now GTA 5 is their main focus, and they put a great deal of effort into filtering out toxicity, griefers, and trolls from their community, so you can rest assured that everyone you come across in Purple RP is going to be a good partner and fun to play with. Purple RP also puts an emphasis on staying in character at all times, so if you don't like hardcore role-playing, this may not be the right place for you. They require that all their members have a functioning mic and have a basic understanding of English to ensure proper cohesion at all times. One of the big selling points for Purple RP is that they make sure that even as a regular civilian, you'll have plenty of ways to earn money and make a nice living. And every single one of the building interiors is custom designed with special audio occlusion effects that add to the immersion of being in a modern urban space. There are hundreds of custom assets, animations, and visual effects that make it feel like you're in a real place and not just another set inside a video game. Purple RP also has various RPG mechanics built into its progression system. For example, you have civilian and criminal classes, each with its own progression tree that unlocks new minigames and perks as you increase your level, and these skills aren't just thrown together to fill up slots. They're all interconnected and they all play off of each other, so you get an excellent role-playing experience from early levels all the way to the end game. And number 4, we have Echo RP, and getting into this one can be quite challenging as their review process is quite stringent and only allows the most dedicated of role players. However, it's also one of the longest running and most frequently updated RP servers for GTA Online, with new outfits, jobs, and vehicles released on a weekly basis. The staff constantly moderate their servers to ensure that people are enjoying their experience in Echo RP, and the community is always coming up with new characters, lore, and exciting scenarios to play with. There are thousands of members in the Echo RP community, and new people are always applying every day, so you can expect to have a wonderful time if your application is approved. Player-owned businesses play a huge role in the economy of Echo RP, and there are tons of civilian as well as criminal paths for you to follow. At any given time, you'll find that at least 200 to 300 people are online, so even though the map is quite large with lots of important locations, it never feels underpopulated or empty. And lastly, for number 5, we've got Prodigy RP 2.0, which is built on the idea that win or lose, everybody ought to have fun. There's minimal micromanagement, and you don't get punished for taking the criminal path. You can also choose to be a civilian, a cop, or a renegade. The possibilities are limitless, and Prodigy is always receiving updates that add new types of content and brand new quest lines for you to participate in. This server has a ton of original minigames, side content, and vehicle classes, with the community leaders constantly processing feedback and implementing changes on a daily basis. On February the 3rd, they released the latest version of Prodigy RP, which is version 2.5, and it includes 4 new servers, over 70 new vehicles, as well as a bunch of new features to facilitate a much deeper role-playing experience than before. So whether you want to engage in petty crime, be a farmer, or do major heists that end up with the entire city's police force chasing you down with the full force of the law, Prodigy RP has something for everyone. This server also has one of the best inventory management systems I've ever seen, along with a robust legal system and really well-balanced economy. The only downside to Prodigy is that it has a subscription-based service for the whitelisted server, and the application form itself is also quite lengthy. But anyways guys, those are my top 5 picks for the most interesting GTA Online role-playing servers in 2025. GrandRP I think is definitely the best. If you know of any other servers that are also worth checking out, or if you've played on these servers before, let me know in the comments. For someone who's new to the concept of role-playing in GTA Online, I highly recommend GrandRP as your first server, simply because it costs nothing and it has excellent support for all regions around the world. And it's also just one of the best in my opinion. There's lots of freemium content, and if you want to get into it, there is a bit of grinding to do at the start, but the developers are also really good about adding new updates, and they've been running the server for over 4 years with zero downtime, so it's definitely a great jumping off point. As always, don't forget to drop a like on the video if you found it helpful, subscribe to my channel if you guys are brand new and you want to see more GTA content like this, and with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios amigos.